Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech. We're going to review the Samsung Galaxy S4. This is the Verizon version and comes in at $199 with a 2-year contract, and it's a really nice phone. It's got some incredible specs, so let's go over some of those. First, talking about the screen. The display is 5 inches. It's a 1080p display, so that means 1920 by 1080 pixels. It has a huge pixel density of 441 pixels per inch in a nice Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen, and it's just really phenomenal to look at. It has a talk time of 17 hours, 15.4 days of standby. That's because it has a huge 2600 milliamp hour battery. If we pull the back off here, I'll show you that. And you can see here's the battery, and it doesn't really look too huge, but it's got a lot of capacity. In the back, you can see we have our SIM card slot here, and we've got microSD expandable storage. It does have 16 gigabytes internal, but it's expandable via that for 64 gigabytes of extra storage. Pop this back on here, and the internals of this are just incredible. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor with a quad-core 1.9 gigahertz and 2 gigs of internal RAM. It also has an Adreno 320 GPU, and it's just unbelievable as far as how fast it is. It's got a forward-facing 2 megapixel camera, and it has a rear-facing 13 megapixel camera with flash. The overall phone looks very similar to that of the S3, as you can see here. This is the S3, here's the S4. They do feel a little bit different. The S4 is a little more squared off here on the left than the S3. But they do come in different colors as well. It comes in a black as opposed to the white. And even though the screen is really big, it doesn't feel as huge as you would think, just because they've done a nice job of kind of sculpting the way you hold on to this. So other than the cameras and the screen, you have your speaker here. You can see there's different proximity sensors along with your camera. You have the typical home button. On this side, you have the power button. On the other side, you have a volume rocker. On the top, we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, a microphone, and an IR blaster, so you can change channels on your TV with that. On the bottom, you have a micro USB, another microphone. So really feature-packed phone. Let's turn it on here. Now the phone is running TouchWiz, which is Samsung's proprietary interface, over the top of Android 4.2.2. You can see it's booting up now. It's just an incredibly vibrant display. And the battery life has been really great. It's really easily gotten through a day. In my case, a day and a half to 2 days with normal use, so it's pretty impressive. And the battery says critically low, but let me unlock the phone here. And you can see the display looks really nice. It's going to be harder to see on this video than it is in person, but it's probably one of, if not the best display I've ever seen. Colors are vibrant, maybe too vibrant at times for certain people, but overall it looks really great. The battery's pretty low right now on it, but I get an easy day and a half, like I said, out of this battery. I've been using this to listen to music. Music sounds great, has great audio output, and the speaker is loud. If I go into the apps here, you can see these are pretty much the stock apps with some things I've added, like Google's Music and things like Instagram, Facebook, that I have in folders here on the main home screen. So the phone overall is really fast, but sometimes it does lag, which is odd considering it's a very fast phone. Let's go here. And so you can see it lag bringing up the keyboard. And we'll bring it here. Now I am using Chrome, not the stock app. One thing I found is you may have seen some of the different features where you can wave your hand to go back and forth. That really seems to only work when you're in the default browser and not things like Chrome. Can pinch to zoom, it's pretty fast, usually not too much of a problem, but occasionally it will lag. And there it did. You can see it just kind of hiccuped for a second. Now if I hold the back button here, it pops open this window. Now if I want to bring something else into it, we'll try the other browser. Oh, I didn't grab it there. You can see I can do multi-window. So now I have the other browser. And let's scroll up a little bit. We'll go to Zollotech here. And it will load in this window. So you can see we have 2 browsers open. Let me rotate it. And they rotated. We've got split screen. Let's see if we can refresh this one here. And you can watch movies with one, while you're surfing the web on the other. Works really nice, and then I can slide it over here, make it bigger or smaller, and it's really pretty neat that you can do this. You can do this on the Galaxy Note 2 and a couple other phones, but the S4 allows for more than the others as well. So let me shrink that back down. We'll rotate back, and there we have it. So let me turn that back off, and we're back to one browser. So it's really nice to have features like that. We do have other features they've included where the website will, using the internet here, will look at my eyes, and you can see the eye lit up there. Once it lights up green, I can tilt my head down and it will move. I don't know that it's really practical to use. You can see I'm tilting it. Now it's going to stop. And it works okay. It doesn't work within Chrome, only works within the stock browser. But it's something that is kind of a feature that's just there that you may or may not want to use. And my battery just died. But there's so many little features in there that people are going to love at least something and just not use the others. So instead of taking Apple's approach, where Apple says you're going to use it this way, Samsung has taken the opposite approach, given you everything, and said, figure out how you want to use it. So that's great for some people, not great for others. And if you don't like that, you can set up an easy mode, maybe for someone that's not as knowledgeable, until they get the hang of it. There's so many different things you can do with it. It's pretty unbelievable, and it's a really nice phone. If I had one complaint, this is kind of a thing that some people like or don't like. It's the plastic construction. It feels cheap when compared to, say, the metal construction of an iPhone or an HTC One. It just doesn't feel as nice. The hardware itself, speed-wise, and the display feel as nice or better, but the actual back and the sides just don't feel as high quality as you would expect from something this high-end. So that's really the only complaint I would have, and honestly, for me, it's not that big of a deal because it's such a nice phone as far as Android goes. So if you have any questions or comments regarding the Samsung Galaxy S4, I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Have you got your hands on one? Maybe you just bought one and you love it, or maybe you don't like it. Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.